Hello family, welcome back to the Chosen program with the JT, and today we are going to read a scripture here which is Psalm 91 verses 1 and 2, which says that he who dwells in the sacred place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him I will trust. So today I want to ask a question, to talk of a topic which is a question like, so where do you abide? Right? Where do you abide? In the New Testament, we had a parable that Jesus gave of two kind of houses. So we had one house that was built on the rock. The winds came, the storm came, and the floods came and hit the house, and it was still standing. It didn't shake. It still remained, right? And we had another house that was built on the sand. The flood came, the wind came, and the storm came and hit the house, and it came down crumbling. And you know what? The truth of the matter was that the two houses were built, but one was built on a rock, another one was built on the sand. So my question is, on which rock are you planted, or which ground are you planted? Because those that abide under the shadow of the Almighty, those who dwell in the sacred place of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Where are you abiding? Where are you standing? Who are you standing on? Who is your rock? Who is your father? Because if God is your father, then you don't have, I was talking with some people recently, and I was telling them that in this our generation, I have come to realize that right now, let's say if not 90%, 80% of people that are dying daily are young people, not the elderly. Me, when I was growing up, I think I only heard of one young person's burial or something. Yeah, one or two. I can't even remember the second one. I only remember the first one of them. So mostly it was deaths of the elderly ones. But nowadays we find that the devil is so sold out to wipe away our generation. He's like he has come with a lot of venom to carry us away. He moves to and fro seeking for whom to devour, because he is not willing that any one of us should make heaven. He wants us to go and spend eternity with him in hell. So I am asking today, where are you abiding? Because if you're not abiding under the shadow of the Almighty, it means you are exposed. You are like a chick that is not under the feather, under the wings of the mother. And when the hawk is moving around, it is very easy for it to detect that chick and come and snatch it and go and kill it and use it for supper. But for every chick that is under the wings of the mother, then even if the hawk is flying around, it will never be able to assess the chick unless it first passes through the mother so that it can get to the chick. That is the same case with us as young people. If we are not hiding, if we are not abiding under the wings of the Almighty, then it means we are exposed to the attack of the enemy. It means that whatever the devil wants to do with our lives, he is free to do it. We have already sold ourselves to it, because it is when we are under the shadow of God that when the enemy tries to come and attack us, he finds a restriction from God. He finds that God is already shielding us. He is already protecting us. He is already covering us under his shadow, under his wings, so that if the devil, and you know what, the devil has no power. Yes, he is not powerless, so please don't underestimate him. He has power if you are not under the wings of the Almighty. But he doesn't have power more than our God. This is to mean that if we are abiding under the shadow of God, under the shadow of the Almighty, this means that even when the devil is coming to attack us, even when the devil is coming to bring us distraction, he will find that God is already shielding us. His hedge is already around us. So the devil, if the devil wants to get us, he will have to pass through God to get to us, which is not possible, right? Let's be sincere, it's not possible for the devil to pass through God and come and take us if we are hidden under God. But the truth of the matter is, if you are not hidden under God, then it means that the devil is just at the tip of his finger and we are already gone. We will already be consumed. So where are you abiding? Are you exposed to the devil or not? And the truth is that some of us normally say, I'm still young, I still have time, I will get born again when I get old. My parents are praying for me, they are covering me with their prayers, they're already born again. So let me tell you, I said last time, it's not about your parents, but about you and God. Your parents can cover you with their prayers, but there is how far their prayers can cover you. It is your personal relationship with God that will matter. I have a story. It's not a story, it's a true event that happened. There was this mother, it was a dad that had a child. The mother had died during childbirth. So the father brought up the son, the only son, in the ways of God. And not, the way our parents normally raise us, we are going to church with them, we go to Sunday school, we do all this and that. Yes, his father brought him in that way. Then at the end of the day, when the child now grew up and became of age, he went to campus, and because he didn't come from what he calls a very, well-to-do home, so the father was not able to always send him money for all the luxury he wants in campus, because when you go to campus, life there is different. There is luxury, there is happiness, you want to also belong and all that. So his father didn't have all that money, and at the end of the day, the guy got other friends, friends around, boys around, guys around him, who introduced him to a source of wealth. That if you want money, you can come and join us and do this, and that will be it. So the boy didn't have a choice, because he felt, I need to belong like my friends belong. So he went and joined them, and he was introduced, and then he joined the cultist group. And in the midst of time, the course of time, it came to a point that after a long time, there was what do we call it? The police were notified of cultist plan to come and attack their campus. So the police invaded the place where these guys were hiding, and they were able to get hold of just this guy, because he was just newly into the group. He has not known a lot. He doesn't even know how to run, to hide, and all those things. He was still under training and all that. So at the end of the day, he was caught and taken to what do we call it, to prison. And he was taken to court with several few friends that were also caught, who are also new into the team. And at the end of the day, the dad really loved this boy, that when the father was called, that it's during the judgment, they come and listen, and he had the verdict of the judge, which was to execute the boy through killing, death sentence. So the father pleaded with the judge, please take me instead of my son. Let me just go for him. But you know what? No matter the pleading of the father, it didn't stop the law from taking its right course. The boy was shot several times in the presence of his dad. No matter how the dad pleaded, the boy was killed, because that was a verdict. It was him that was found. He didn't have, the father has been praying for him, always wishing him well. But at the end of the day, he ended up, being lost and dying. Will we say that the father was wicked? No, the boy sought for a way that he wanted to go. And at the end of the day, that way ended him in a wrong place. So the truth of the matter is, what I'm driving at is this. Please, seek where you are abiding. Are you under the shadow of the Almighty? Are you hiding under God? Or are you exposed to the attack of the enemy? Because at sometimes the enemy will not come and kill you. He may not use you or take you to a place that you'll know. Some of us are so sensitive. Like you don't want to go and steal. You don't want to go and do 1, 2, 3 negative things. No. You want still to remain right. Okay? But the enemy may throw a disease at you. The enemy may throw something wrong to you. Maybe he may use a person to send an arrow towards you to destroy you. Are you ready? Are you under the covering of the Almighty, whereby all that the enemy throws at you will be counterfeit, or I'm sorry, not counterfeit, but they will be repelled? Because like I said, when you're under the shadow of the Almighty, it is like a chick. It's like chicks under the wings of the mother, that if the hawk wants to come, it has to go through the hen. The same case, if you're under the shadow of God, if you're under his wings, then it means that the devil has to go through God to get to you. Which means that you live a happy life. You may not have everything that man sees, everything that man desires. But the truth of the matter is that you have more than man desires. Because you are secured, you are protected, you are shielded. The enemy cannot get to you. So it is upon you as a teenager to decide, where do you want to stay? Do you want to stay exposed for the attack of the enemy? Or do you want to stay clothed or hidden under the shadow of the Almighty? May God